Have you loaded up on gas? Pump prices are set to increase tomorrow in what has got to be its biggest jump yet in recent memory.
As early as this weekend, motorists have been lining up in gas stations to fuel up. And let's find out the situation in one gas station in Marikina right now with our mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez. Pamela, magandang gabi. First off, just how much did the oil companies jack up the fuel prices? And when exactly will that take effect?
Robbie, Gretchen, Caltex, Clean Fuel, Jetty, Petrogas, Sea Oil, and Shell raised retail prices by 5 pesos and 85 centavos per liter and gasoline by 3 pesos and 60 centavos per liter. As for kerosene, Caltex, Sea Oil, and Shell increased by 4 pesos and 10 centavos per liter. The prices will take effect at 6 a.m. on March 8 for all firms, except Caltex, which will adjust their prices at 12:01 a.m. and Clean Fuel at 4:01 p.m. on the same day.
How are the motorists taking these consecutive oil price hikes?
Robbie, most of the motorists or drivers that we have interviewed earlier can't help but scratch their head, shrug their shoulders, and feel frustrated, especially our tricycle and jeepney drivers. Because according to them, they're bringing less and less earnings. One GP driver called for a fare increase as his earnings aren't enough to sustain their rent and daily expenses. That is why they're calling for a fare increase, Robbie.
Well, there's not much that we can do as consumers, but how about the Energy Department? What steps are they taking to soften the blow of these hikes?
Yeah, good evening to our listeners and watchers.
As for the Energy Department, they already called on Congress to revisit and amend the Deregulation Act, where the government's hands are tied to the oil price adjustments. Here's what Undersecretary Gerardo Egiza has to say.
Yes, kami po ay nagsasuggest ng mga pamamaraan na kung sana mabigyan ang gobyerno ng power to intervene such that kung tumaas ang gasolina sa world price market, dapat meron tayong kontrol.
Robbie, Gretchen, aside from this, the DOE is batting for a provision that will allow or that can allow government to temporarily suspend the excise tax on fuel. Robbie, Gretchen.
Well, for sure, we will be skipping away the traffic lines near gas stations. Thank you so much. That was mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez reporting live to us from Marikina.
And as expected, transport groups have been making their calls louder for a fare hike.
Groups of jeepney drivers and operators are petitioning a 15 peso fare adjustment. The Liga ng mga Transportasyon at Operators sa Pilipinas says they may even call for an increase of as much as 20 pesos. That amount will help them cover the cost of buying basic goods for their families. Regardless of the final amount, the group says there must be a compromise.
Kailangan di magsalubong tayo sa kahirapan. Biktima tayo lahat ng pandemic at hanggang ngayon may pandemic pa rin. Kaya pinakiusapan ko sila na 15 pesos na lang.